Okay, we today we have Shishir Sontake as our guest. He is a F5 Palo Alto infrastructure engineer. Is amazing. I used to work with him. It's one of my first interviews. It's not that clear, but he has some real good content. So just hang on and just listen to it. It's good. Okay.
So I'm a senior network security engineer for a company named Cardinal Health. I work on F5 load balancers, also firewalls, Cisco ASAs, Palo Alto's next generation firewalls. Plus I work on web filters also. Web filters offered by Cisco, WSAs, and from Palo Alto's. I work on IPsectML, VPNs, any kind of VPN. Yeah.
Sure. So, Shishir,
One common thread I found, I interviewed several people who are into networking, Cisco, F5, infrastructure. One common thing that everybody told me is start with CCNA, and I believe I'm a Cisco, I've been CCNP. First thing you really need to do is get your CCNA, and there's tons of free resources. I'm going to list a lot of these resources in on my blog. You really need to check it out. It's free. Everything is free. CCNA is completely free these days. Everybody's providing free resources on CCNA. You have GNS3 resources, which is a software which is free. So everything is free. There's no good reason not for you not to do CCNA.
So I would advise anyone who wants to get a career in networking, I would say that get your CCNA done,
hmm
but don't refer any dumps or anything. Just study hard and just go from basic because those are the like base ABCs of networking. And if I found CCNA curriculum is the best way to learn the networking from zero. If you refer any terms or anything, of course you can pass exam, but once you're on job, and when you are actually doing the work, you will face issues that time, and your manager or your colleagues will come to know, okay, hey, you're not that strong a network engineer.
sure, sure. So, what skills do you think are like really hot these days? What do if I am starting now, what should obviously see you says CCNA is the basic, and I think CCNA we need to do, but all other technologies that are really hot, and then I can that will be good, and those will last for another 10-20 years, no problem.
10, 20 years, I'm not sure about that because technology is constantly changing. But right now, currently, at least for like the next 5 to 7 years, of course, load balancers and basically F5 load balancers, they're hot. Plus, in firewall technologies, the next generation firewalls from Palo Alto, they are really hot. A lot of companies are moving their IP-based firewalls to next generation firewalls, and their preference is more of like on Palo Alto side.
hmm
And there are not many good Palo Alto engineers, so that's really hard.
hmm
Other thing is that the Cisco Nexus switches, 9K, 7Ks, and the VXLAN technology,
hmm
so that's really hard. So a lot of
Okay.
companies are moving towards like software-defined networking, and they're deploying Nexus switches.
Right.
So yeah,
So,
if you
so
want to
hmm
sharpen your skills, yeah, go ahead and learn those one, and I'm sure you will find no.
So let me recap that. You're saying you have F5 load balancer which are hot, you have Palo Alto which are really hot, and Nexus switches which is hot. So these three would be really safe bet for anyone, right?
Time is you'll find jobs very easily.
I think the first step is to get CCNA, and then maybe pick one of these, maybe load balancer or maybe web filtering or something like that, Palo Alto, or then kind
Hmm.
of go into that maybe, right? Is that right approach?
Yeah, that's right. So I would say like get your CCNA done, and there are like a lot of materials available. You can get like books and everything from
Okay.
Cisco Press. Uh, Go through that. Once you're done your CCNA, for starter, you can learn F5 load balancing,
Mm-hmm.
and F5.com offers there's a free course from their site itself for like local traffic manager (LTM).
Mm-hmm.
All you have to just create a one free account there, and they have something called as F5 University.
Uh-huh.
Once you go there, they have one free LTM course. I
Okay.
think they have like around like 11 or 12 videos, just
Mm-hmm.
short like 30 or 45 minutes video.
Mm-hmm.
Go through each one of them, and they have lab also after each session. And
Is lab free or is it paid?
the lab is free also.
Or
So you
lab
just
is
have to
free
book
too?
your, yeah, so you just have to book, reserve your slot. I don't remember, it was like you get for 1 or 2 hours, but that's enough time to do lab after each session.
That's
So
pretty
go through
good.
the,
That's pretty good.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's, yeah, and trust me, those videos are really good. I cleared my first job interview on the basis of those videos.
Wow. I
So,
remember those days.
yeah.
All right. So as per Shishir, I logged into F5. I registered my name, and I'm looking at their site right now. So this is where I got started. And there's bunch of courses here. In fact, they have trainings. This is the training lab, so you can get the lab. Wow, this is cool. So all you really need is a computer. So if I and then there's getting started at Big IT LTM. Um, so you can do quick labs. You can do, wow, this is powerful. Okay, guys, you need to try this out. This is a free, as Shish said, this is a free version, and he got a job just based out of doing the labs and all the videos they have here.
Uh,
Okay, good, good, good. Awesome. And how about Palo Alto and
so,
the Nexus?
so for Palo Alto, I don't think so. I mean, there are some courses, free courses available, but you need to have the support account with them. My company currently have the support with them, so I can see those videos, but I'm not sure if it's available freely. If anyone can just go and create account. But you can definitely download their official configuration guides on their firewalls,
Mm-hmm.
and they have all like screenshot and everything, so you can just go through those PDFs. That should be enough.
Okay. Perfect, perfect. So
Yeah.
so this is the technology part. So how about the big picture? Where are we going with this whole, where are we heading towards where is the networking field, infrastructure, where is it heading? What do you think?
Yeah, right now a lot of companies are moving to cloud. So they are, if I give you an example, my company is planning to get rid of one of the data center
Mm-hmm.
and move everything on in AWS. So that's the inclination I'm seeing in the market right now. And otherwise means those who are not going to AWS, they're planning to build their own cloud on-prem. Uh,
Oh,
and also they're like going for like software-defined networking
mm-hmm.
using Cisco 9Ks or any other switches if you
So
prefer.
for Cisco SDN, you still need to buy Cisco hardware, or is it? I thought it's software defined, so you can run on the servers. I'm not sure. So you still need those 9Ks?
Yeah, so 9Ks, those are like when Cisco came up with ACI, they are like 9Ks are the hardware they preferred. Okay, implement these switches, and they use DCM. Some I forgot the long form that, but it's like centralized management of your switches. That if you need to configure like 10 switches, you just click button, and you will stand up a new switch there.
Okay, okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, and this, I know everybody's going to Amazon Cloud. Now, your job, does it have any, your job and yeah, any impact that if your company decides to go on Amazon W, so what will be your role in there? What do your, if,
Yeah, so my role is as a network security. So my team handles load balancers and firewalls. So even though you go into AWS, you're gonna need some protection to your company, right? There will be some devices or servers that needs to be stored in your company's network rather than in AWS. So there will be some servers there, and you need to have segmentation within the AWS, or if any traffic coming from your AWS to your company, that needs to be protected. The same way for like any traffic coming from internet to AWS. So you're gonna need firewall for sure. So it doesn't matter if it's Palo Alto or some other Sophos firewall. So you have like you'll have job even the company goes to AWS.
But I believe the data center jobs. So this is his transition. The company used to have servers in-house. Then they started moving into data centers, and now they're moving from data centers to Amazon's cloud, or I don't know anybody who's not moving to Amazon's cloud. So this is the transition, right? So now, so if you want to do some data center stuff, like it's not recommended, right? Because you're not going to use data centers.
I wouldn't say that way because a lot of companies have like called it like direct connect, like my company has it, like from my data center to AWS we have dedicated line there. So and those that line is of course configured on the routers and switches. So they will need someone to manage them. And also your companies have like remote sites, so the connectivity from remote site to your data center. For them, you're gonna need network engineers.
Sure. Okay. How about certification? What certification would you recommend for a starter? I mean, other than CCNA, what certification can they take? Is there any upcoming certification?
So I would say like once you have your CCNA, if you want to like do the CCNP also, go ahead if you do that. That I would strongly say, okay, CCNA is just the basic, get to know what the networking is and what are the routing protocols and switches, VLAN stuff. Sure. But when you actually do the job, you need to know like more, like you're gonna get to, you have to do troubleshooting a lot. So for that, CCNP would really help you in that one because you learn in deeper in those technologies, and of course that you will develop your troubleshooting skills.
Okay, all right. Do you know any boot camps, online classes, websites, bloggers, books, anything?
Yeah, for books, I would say that there are a lot of free material available on Google and basically on Cisco side. So once you have your CCNA, I would strongly suggest for the CCNA study, you just go with like Cisco Press books. Just buy it. I think they're like $40-50 for one route and one switch like that. But I would strongly suggest that buy the latest books. Don't buy like 2-3 years back because the technologies have changed and their books should be changed topics wise. Okay. So purchase the latest books, invest money in that initially. But once you're done CCNA or CCNP or anything further, I would say you will have a lot of free materials on Google or Cisco.com. So
I went to boot camp for my CCIE voice. Do you know any boot camps in your field, like security? Any company does boot camp that would be very useful, like like the intensive immersive boot camps?
I know there are some really good boot camps. I can't think of right now.
Okay. No problem.
But yeah, whoever's offered, like if you just do Google search, there are like 2 or 3 really top good ones available.
Okay. So coming back to the last section, where let's say student gets, he gets training. Now he needs to find a job, and most of the people say they cannot just get any responses. So how do somebody gets their foot in the door?
As I said, if you're still in college or just fresh out of college, try to email people. Try to offer free help. Hey, you know what? I'm just learning, and you do have like a couple of hours I can shadow you or just talk to you. I'm sure there's someone who will respond to you, and that's your start. That's all you need. Once you have something, okay, it doesn't matter it's a paying job or not. As long as you put in resume, okay, you work here, you shadow, this stuff. It will help you to get a next job.
Awesome. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, I think that's it. Final, if you have any, final suggestions for students, any message for students who are trying to, break into this.
Uh, I would say, like, whatever you're studying for CCNA, just study hard. Don't try to do any shortcut.
Okay.
There is no alternative for hard work. If you have time, if you don't have a job, just spend as much time if you can in studying your CCNA. Just cover your basics, just routing, switching, how VLAN works, how switch works, how route works. Because when we interview for position, we only ask basic questions. We don't even go into deeper. We don't no longer ask any, okay, what's the command for this, or how you configure that. We never ask that. We just ask, okay, what's the basic networking, what's VLAN, what's router does, what's MAC address, like that. And a lot of times I see that, okay, people who have worked like 3-4 years in the market, they could not answer that. And those are mentioned in your CNA coursework. So cover your basic. That's it.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you.
Folks, that was Shishir. A lot of good information. If you're looking for a job or if you are trying to switch, I would recommend subscribing to this channel, techcareerwiki.com. Also, I created a group where a lot of people got a job through that group. I put the link here. Just go ahead and join that group, and you can always reach out to me through techcareerwiki.com. See you. Thank you.